This week on Rivals, Sarah Stratton is pregnant and she says Tony's the daddy. Meanwhile, Declan and the Venturer Gang, they got a Yeats documentary in the works. And Cameron and Rupert are a kind of a thing now, even though Taggie's not a huge fan. That's going on and a whole lot more. Let's keep this train rolling. Rivals Season 2, Episode 2 on the Lords of Grantham podcast. And we are back a little later in the week than normal, but we are here with Rivals Season 2, Episode 2. Corey, what is going on?
Not too much, Dave. I am hyped to talk more about Rivals. We got a comment from someone saying, we're so back with this new season of Rivals, and it really feels that way. So much fun.
Yeah.
But you've been having a lot of fun, Dave.
Yeah, I have. Went to... It was my girlfriend's 40th birthday.
Whoa.
I don't know if I should say that number out loud, but
bleep it.
We're grown ups. We're closing in on that too.
I don't know about that.
It's closer than it is farther. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we decided to take a little random trip. She picked the destination, and we went back to celebrate the new roller coaster at Disney World. The Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster took over for Aerosmith. Mm-hmm. So. We can talk more about that at the end of the episode, but Florida's hot. I don't understand people that want to be there at this time of year.
It's the humidity. It's just omnipresent. You can't escape it.
Oh, yeah.
You just walk outside and you just start sweating through everything. That's why you just got to live in athleisure there, because it's like stuff you can just sweat into and not ruin.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell that to the people that dress up like... there's these rules about what qualifies as dressing up as a character in Disney World, because they don't want, Joe Schmo on the street going into the park dressed like Mickey Mouse and having families take pictures with this random person.
Yeah. But
there are people in, blazers and long pants out there in the sun, and it's like, get out of here.
Some people are built for it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who have to wear costumes all day there. Just think about that.
Yeah, well, they get paid for that.
Sure.
Or they get college credits if they're poor college program.
They could. Now, Rivals is partially published by Hulu and Disney Plus. Dave, did you see anything Rivals related down there? Was there a ride for Rivals?
No. No. I was looking online. Apparently, they replaced the beer cans and the King of the Hill ads on the Disney buses with lemonade.
Okay.
So I think that... in regards to the Disney day-to-day operations, Rivals can exist elsewhere.
I would think if they need an adult-themed shop, Rivals is your way into that. Just have a little store, you sell some Rivals branded condoms or something like that. It would do business.
Well, I don't know where they would have any place for that. But
I've never been to Disney World.
We can pitch it to them.
Yeah, just to throw the idea out there. Well, Dave, a trailer came out this week promoting HBO Max's shows that will be airing throughout the rest of the year.
Oh boy, this
year, the calendar year of 2026, the year of our Lord here, and Gilded Age was among those shows that they highlighted as returning this year.
No, how?
Well, I got an answer, but they've been filming, and Julian used to crank these things out all the time. Downton Abbey was back years, and it just came with Gilded Age that. It was a little bit more staggered. I think the response to last year helped to expedite that. People were excited for the show finally, a larger audience. Mm-hmm. And also, if it airs in October, it is closer to a little over a year since it last aired. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, it is faster than expected. I hear October maybe. I don't know. So who knows?
That would be wild. I mean, that would be really good for us because we would just have a little bit of downtime between this and that.
Yeah, but I have one clue as to how Julian Fellows has opened up time to work on this. Well, he co-writes The Gilded Age, obviously, but I missed this news back in March. He stepped down from his prestigious position in the House of Lords after 15 years. Now, this role is usually...
The House of Lords?
House of Lords.
What is that?
It is the upper house of Parliament. It has many similar functions to the House of Commons. They scrutinize legislation, they hold the government to account, and consider and report upon public policy. Now, I don't know how actively involved in this he was, But this is usually a role that is held for life. And yeah, he's been serving in it since 2011 as Upper House, or as Lord Fellows of West Stafford was his title. And yeah, he's been open about his health challenges. And when someone asked him for an explanation as to why he was stepping down, he said, and I quote, this is exactly what he said, "I don't want to talk about it." So,
Julian.
He doesn't want to talk about it, Dave.
You should ask us to come in and help
Yeah,
out.
we'll serve in the House of Lords.
We'll solve some problems.
We're the Lords of Grantham. Come on. Call us up, Julian. So, yeah, he has more time on his hands, it seems like.
All right, well, good for Julian.
Yeah, might as well enjoy retirement. So, that is what's going on outside of Rivals right now.
Yeah, now let's get to what's going on inside of the Rivals of it all.
Well, question for you, Dave. When did you watch this episode? Did you watch it on your flight returning back from Florida?
No, I watched it last night.
So no one tried to apprehend you on the flight and arrest you or anything for watching lewd
No,
content?
I was the aisle seat, so even if I intended on it, I would have made a change of plans.
Okay, all right, that's wise. Not
But, I mean, this episode starts off hot.
thrust in buttocks, yet again.
Yeah, so we start with Rupert's campaign video, which I think is... It's kind of interesting because he's not really charismatic in this video.
He looks a little dead inside.
Yeah.
Promoting himself for another run as a PM of the area to serve in the House. Something along those lines?
Yes.
Or no, it's the MP, right?
General election campaign.
Yeah.
And it's cross-cutting between him and his video and him and Cameron Cook banging all over the house.
It's one of those things where they try to make it seem... They're really towing the line of how Rupert feels about Cameron.
Yeah, exactly. This is a really tough... We'll get to it more later, but he sure seems like he likes her.
That's the thing, is sexually he's all the way in. Emotionally...
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Emotionally, kind of here or there. And yeah, this was quite engaging. And he's doing it with her in the mirror, and someone walks in and tells him, "That's an antique that you're doing it on."
Yeah.
Who is it, Dave?
It's what's her name?
Come on, man. Haley Atwell.
Peggy whatever.
Peggy Carter from
Peggy
Captain
Carter.
America movies. She was in the last couple of Mission Impossible movies. She was in that Black Mirror episode with the robot boyfriend. Stunning. And it's kind of funny. She has an American accent, even though she is famously British.
I think we should have gone for an American here.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a funny twist that she's not playing a British person.
It's not bad at all. She's entertaining.
Okay.
But given that we have so many Brits of note here, it would have been fun to make this like an American woman.
Yeah.
Playing someone from Florida, too, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
But this kind of answers the question that we've been asking in the background since last season is he truly a deadbeat dad? And the answer is not quite.
Really? Oh, my takeaway is 100% a deadbeat dad. Are you kidding me? It calls to mind like the kids that always look up to their parent because they're never around. That's the energy I'm getting from these kids. Like, they're so excited to have him around because they never have a father figure to look up to. He's absolutely a deadbeat dad. He's only there when they go on vacations. Not to say that Helen, Haley Atwell's character, doesn't want him around, so that could be part of it because she doesn't think well of him.
I don't think he's dad of the year, but I get the feeling that the kids like him.
Okay.
He's trying with them. He's I think his disappointment with Cameron is very much of the vein like, I'm a little bummed that you're not better with my kids because my kids and the kids love him.
Well, it's not on her,
like, they're
those kids exactly. The kids are just kind of tormenting her off the bat.
Oh yeah, but in fairness, she's not good with them. She's very rough around the edges and
I don't know about that. She made him breakfast. She tries to be friendly. They're not very welcoming to her, and
Oh yeah, it's definitely a two-way road, and both ways are not great.
I think she's fine. She's not a mom. She's not trying to be a mom, and like these kids are just
no. But neither is Taggie later in the episode, and Taggie's much better at it. Taggie's much softer of a person in general.
Yeah,
Cameron is not a soft person, and
I mean,
she does not soften herself at all to be matronly to these kids as an effort. Especially after she introduces herself, she says, "I'm the girlfriend."
What else is she supposed to call herself?
Oh yeah, I mean, she could say a friend and then walk away and not stick around.
Yeah.
Go get a hotel for the week. But she
They didn't know these kids were going to be thrust upon them. That's the other thing is they kind of come out of nowhere. And so when she says that, it's the kids have never been around when he's had another woman around, as Rupert explains. Mm-hmm. So this is like their first experience of seeing him with another woman. So that puts her at a disadvantage because they clearly don't appreciate that.
Yeah, it's your classic sort of kids don't like the stepmom gimmick,
right?
She's trying and she's exhausted. It's exhausting her to do.
Well, if I want to take it to the next level, and maybe I'm too woke for this, these are like elite, rich British kids who probably aren't around many people of color. In the back of my head, that is running through my head. Like these kids do not respect people that don't look like them because they don't know them.
Wow.
I mean, it's. I'm reading too deep into it, but it's not impossible based on the time and where they're from, the upper crust of society. So I felt for Cameron Cook in this whole bit.
I mean, of course you feel for her. I just wish that it turned out different. You the logical narrative ending to this story, when you tell stories about is the kids warm up to her. And at the end of this episode, they have not warmed up to her because they write her off of this story.
Right.
Which is a little disappointing. You want to give her the chance for redemption in that moment.
Yeah, and just to tie off the kids' storyline, because, Taggie is out in the woods going for walks. And every time Taggie is going to be in a scene in the show, it's her theme music or whatever, but suddenly the score gets really melancholy because she's always the one.
Yeah, and they do a hazy shot of
flowers,
leaves, and wind blowing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. She's the melancholy, emotional one, in touch with herself. Noted, it's Taggie. But she happens upon the one daughter, Tabitha, who'd run off, and as we can't forget, the Declan O'Hara house is right nearby, across the road from Rupert's house. But Tabitha is lost out there, and so Taggie finds her, helps to bring her back to Rupert, and the entire time the kids are like, "Man, she's so nice, she's so caring, she's so friendly. Rupert, you should hang out with her. You should be closer with her." And it's like, sure, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But the episode ends with the kids going back to Haley Atwell because she's back from Venice. She went off to vacation there. Also, her American accent, not Floridian. It's not even anything. It's very just plain.
Plain American. Yeah, it's like Pennsylvania. Just the general Pennsylvania, not
nondescript.
Not
But the kids go back to her, and pretty much it's like you said. They like this Taggie person that they met. And they encourage Rupert to spend time with her. And that's those kids.
Yeah. I mean, the kids... I thought the kids' storyline was generally as entertaining as it could be. They're kind of meddling in the way.
Sure.
They're just trying to get around. And you can see that, Rupert forgot that. He's doing the best that he can. But he's this is a bad time for even in a world where he remembered that they were coming.
Yeah.
He's on the campaign trail. They're launching a new company. You kind of feel for him and for Cameron and for Taggie and all these people. This is... Can't you go to Venice, next month
it's
kind
the
of
last
thing?
thing they need. Yeah, and reading in between the lines, that's probably why Helen's doing it. Because she's she knows he's busy. She knows the election has to be coming up. So, screw you. I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's kind of his attitude to her, too, at the end when she's like, "You want to see the vacation photos?" And he's like, "Nope, I don't care about your vacation photos." Hopefully we get more Haley Atwell. I know they made a big announcement of teasing her for the season, and they definitely did not do enough with her in this episode. So,
oh, no. And I don't think you established this rapport, the sort of the hurdle of Cameron as well as the rapport of Taggie to not have it be some sort of clash point later on in the season.
Yeah. And maybe it's also just my disposition. I don't like kids that much. I struggle with kids. And so
okay.
I found these kids just...
So you like the salty Cameron, why don't they like me?
They put a whoopee cushion under her chair in the middle of a business meeting. I'm sorry. those are demons.
Well, it's not really a meeting. It's just a bunch of people in a room.
I'm not here for that nonsense. I can't sanction this buffoonery.
Uh-oh. We're going to have to keep the kids away from Corey. No
Dude,
pranks.
it drives me up a wall. Kids want to hang out with me all the time because I give the energy of, like, I don't want to deal with you. And so, like, they're always interested in that because they're, like, usually adults are always showing them, like, oh, look.
It's like negging.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to neg or anything, but it's just like, they just, like, are like, what is this person's deal? I want to know more about this person. I'm just like, stay away.
Well, you're a natural. You worked in the kids section of the library for so long.
That is true.
You have the brain. Your brain has been wired to respect the children's smart kids.
Yeah, sure. I guess the inquisitive type. All right, so that's what's going on with the kids of that and all.
So while we're talking about Cameron Cook in this, why don't we just talk about the fact that BBC calls Declan's Yeats documentary is getting a soft okay.
And they're ecstatic about this. I know we saw Declan pitching it last week, but again, this is a documentary on Yeats, the famous poet who died forever ago. He hasn't been around forever. And so I guess maybe the big get is they're getting in cahoots with BBC more than anything.
I think that's what it's got to be.
Because who is really jazzed about a Yeats documentary in the late 80s? I'm sorry. That's not something to get, like, stoked about.
Apparently, Venturer is excited about this.
Apparently.
But Cameron makes the mistake to say, why are we going to... When Declan says we got to go to Ireland, get some B-roll, get some shots, get the ball rolling, Cameron says, why go to Ireland? Why not just shoot around here? We have a lot of sprawling meadows, and Declan is like, what?
And this is one area where I can't defend Cameron. It's like, how can you actively argue that somewhere like Rutshire is comparable to Ireland? Like, Ireland is literally known as the place in the world to see green. Like, there's nowhere else like it. Like, what are you talking about, Cameron? And even thinking from a business aspect, you get a bunch of B-roll to use for other content down the line or programming. You don't need to just use it for this documentary. You can have all this footage of Ireland to use for your shows, whatever. Like, big picture here.
So then Rupert pulls Declan aside and he says, look, this is really not working out with my kids and Cameron. Can you get her out of here? To which I'm thinking, like, we know from last week and from last season that there has been always tension between Declan and Maude. And not to say that we're going to go into that being a love triangle of sorts, but Cameron is also in this situation where she's proclaiming herself to be the girlfriend when Rupert might not use that word. So I thought that maybe we would get some, like, driving to Ireland, just, chit chat between these two characters. No, they're just gone the entirety of the episode once they get in the car.
It's almost like meta storytelling in that we can't afford to go to Ireland right now. It's too much in the budget to do that. So we'll send them off to Ireland because, they need convincing that it's worth the budget.
And part of me was thinking, this might just be like a play to do. Next episode is like Cameron and Declan's adventures in Ireland. But what happens at the end of the episode is we get a call from the BBC again, and they have officially greenlight the Yeats documentary. It's no longer like a speculative thing. It's they want it. So between that happening and the cliffhanger of the episode, I think this is just the whole swath of time between two of the most important characters of the show that we just don't know how they interacted with each other. Are they friendly? Are they better friends now? I would
love to see them drinking Guinness up in Ireland, getting to know each other.
Yeah, that's when Harry met Sally. It's like we took a 9-hour car ride together, and now we know each other differently. Like, it's a lot. You learn a lot about someone in close quarters, even if it's not romantic. If it's just platonic, you know about their Right,
we haven't seen enough of them bouncing off each other, and it's probably just the show communicating to us they're not interested in telling that story, or just yet.
Yeah, which bums me out, but that's neither here nor there. So I think that really leaves the rest of the episode, which is sort of the Sarah and Paul Stratton of it all, and all of the sort of hijinks that involve them.
Yeah. So Sarah and Tony are out at lunch, and they're continuing this conversation around the child that she's having. Is it really his? And he aptly points out, there's a lot of options she could be working with, that could be the father. There's her husband, Paul. She knows she's been shacking up with James. Tony, I don't think, knows it, but she's also been shacking up with Rupert. And she says her husband's like sterile, can't get it up, essentially, ever since he got into politics. And the timing just doesn't work out with anyone else but Tony. I really didn't think until this scene, like, yeah, they really have put Sarah with like half the male actors on this show. Like,
yeah, well, so I actually rewatched season 1, episode 1 last week after we recorded, because I wanted to show Eileen the show. Because we recorded in person last week, and you were like, you should check it out. And she was like, yeah, maybe I should, because she's being a supportive partner. And you forget in the first episode, the first bit we see of Sarah Stratton is her with Rupert in the buff playing tennis. And the episode ends with her new husband, Paul Stratton. They've just gotten married because he cheated on his wife with her and put her in that position. And the episode ends with him basically falling through a table full of food trying to hit Rupert. So, like, from the get-go, she's presented as this, like, dumb, blonde character who is a sex object, unfortunately. And I think this week is the first week where we really see her as a fleshed-out character.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it, I gotta say. Tony, as we were alluding to, is telling her, how you sure it's yours? Let's take care of it. You're at the peak of your career, kind of thing. And I hate this guy. He is
ruthless,
a sick man.
Because he's pretty much telling her, like, get it aborted, or you're going to lose your job, or it's already too late. Essentially, like, you're kind of screwed.
And she says, I can't eat beef. Basically saying, like, it makes me nauseous. I'm pregnant.
And he's devouring the beef that's in front of him. He's really obnoxious with, like, cutting it, eating it, like, aggressively, and then offering it to her.
And then he holds it in front of her face and says, take a bite. And she's like, ugh, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about the last season, again, to make parallels, with Rupert making passes at Taggie and it sort of warming us back up to him. There's no world where Tony Battingham is going to be someone that I like based upon his behavior in this situation.
And he's even leaning into being more evil, which I think just fits the character. Wait, Dave, did she like the first episode?
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to make the priority cut for a regular rewatch.
She didn't turn it off after they're in the buff there, like too saucy?
No, we made it through Bridgerton, so it's not much worse.
Right. I got to also mention Sarah's hair in this episode. Like, I know it's the late 80s. It is out of control. It has got incredible volume. She's teased out all the hair going everywhere. It doesn't look great on her head. I gotta say, Sarah is
considering she's a year younger than us in real life. I would have said she's like 45 or 46 years old based on how they style her.
They're not. Well, I guess it kind of matches her frazzled state in this episode. But she looks like they need to calm that hair down. And she's also, we see her smoking while making dinner for her husband, even though she's pregnant.
And drinking a lot.
Yeah. And we see Paul talking about how he wants to get on TV. Show Tony Battingham that he means business, that, if they host a party, maybe he can appeal to him to get on TV to promote, being voted in as MP again for his district. And then he takes a look at what she cooked for him, and it's microwaved fries, fish, and peas. And he's like, you need to learn how to cook.
You got to step it up.
Have this dinner.
And meanwhile, she's like disgusted at the thought because it's his beef. It's his famous beef dish. And we already know how she feels about beef right now.
Oh, it's beef she made.
And she is barely holding it together at this moment between the pregnancy and this guy. Like, she doesn't like this guy. She never liked this guy. And in fairness, we don't like him either. I don't think he's a very likable guy.
No, it's all about climbing the societal ladder, and this guy just represents a step along the way for her. And so, yeah, she's figuring out an idea of how to make this all work. We didn't mention with Taggie. So she's still cooking around home. We see Baz coming to visit, and you see she looks very friendly towards him. We got that moment
Yes.
last week.
Yes, please.
Yeah, she was lusting after him, or giving a lustful look at him when he was emerging out of the pool. He's brought some food over. Doesn't stop her from having these emotional beats though with Rupert though, but she definitely has a wandering eye at Baz.
Yeah.
We get the scenes about the venture, what they're working on with the programming. We also they've hired a new assistant that they keep turning to in this episode for Venturer, who just
that's Muffy. Who we've met before.
Yes. And she isn't quite on the job yet, but she's learning. Just looking. Oh yeah, so Lizzie. Might as well just go through all this sequentially. But Lizzie stops by the house of the O'Haras. That she's brought some fish, and then Freddie is just there in the kitchen
making coffee.
Yeah. And
Rupert, they're having an awkward conversation between the two of them.
Everything's not okay.
Rupert walks in, as only Rupert can, and our boy Freddie's like, I'll go back, gotta bring this coffee back. And Rupert and Lizzie have a nice conversation about, well, they only slept together once, and because they're both married, they're not going to do it again. And Rupert's like, who cares? Do it. Have fun.
Yeah. She reiterates, so rules are there. You have to stick to them. And Rupert's kind of like, I don't know. you know me.
If nobody else seems to.
Right. So, what is it? We got Taggie coming over to help, though.
So that's... Sarah can't handle it. And this is the ultimate, this guy stinks thing for Stratton Paul. Mm-hmm. And where he's like, my ex-wife used to throw wonderful dinner parties, and she used to make this. And Sarah's just like, this is not a very endearing way to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And she can't cook. So she writes out the recipe for this sort of beef stew thing and writes it big because Taggie's dyslexic and can't... And it goes to show how kind of daft Sarah is that this is her way to appeal to Taggie's kindness. Is like, well, if I write this out like a child, this will cure anything.
Wait, actually, I don't understand where that was coming from. Was there a reference I recall?
I don't remember it being a plot point, but it must be something because Taggie's like, oh, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But this sort of kicks off the sort of main set piece of the episode, which is the kitchen at the Stratton house, where she says, don't let anyone know that I didn't cook this, please, because I need everyone to think that I did it. And if anyone comes in, go into the closet. And what begins, Taggie starts to cook. She's doing the deviled eggs as an appetizer. We've seen them before. And then she starts doing the beef stew or whatever, the beef whatever. And she's looking at the
TV
recipe, and she dumps all the salt in.
Because they have Rupert on there cutting the ribbon to a store that's opening. And then she turns back and she sees that she's dumped all the salt in the pot, which I don't understand. Can't you just kind of scoop up where it landed? Because it's just the head of the salt shaker came out. And I'm just wondering how fast did the salt just dissipate into all of it there? Is it salvageable at all? Maybe I need to make a soup and find out for myself how quickly you can mess it up like that.
Yeah, how long? Yeah, you are right. I didn't think about that, but I also thought can't you just water it down slowly, or
right.
It's a beef stew dish, and they're Brits, they're not afraid of salt.
Yeah, but it's ruined, and so she needs help.
But she ate, and there's no amount of oversalting that would make me go
oh, there is.
The way that she
there is. There definitely is. We didn't see how.
We didn't
see how full the shaker was either. So the shaker could have been
really
true. Loaded.
That's true.
And who knows if anyone has heart issues and can deal with all that salt. But a phone call comes through, and she answers it kind of out of nowhere. I don't think she's even thinking straight when she answered it because she's trying to imitate Sarah.
And she makes a voice.
Yeah, she's trying to imitate Sarah, and then Rupert's like, "Is that you, Taggie?" And she tells him how she messed up the whole beef thing, and he's like, "I got you, kids. Sorry, Daddy's got to go to work. I don't care about my kids.
Stay with whoever."
Yeah, this helper here. And he comes through. He brings it over. And because the butcher closes at 4, she says, so that's how he gets there. And everyone else is getting ready. We get a shot of Paul in the shower shaking his butt. Everyone's getting ready for this party. And we see Lizzie and Monica checking on Taggie, like, oh, these appetizers. They don't check on Taggie, they check on Sarah. They're like, oh, these appetizers look like what Taggie would make. And she says, oh yeah, Taggie gave me the recipe. They're a little suspicious, I think. And then this becomes essentially like a 20-minute bottle episode where everything revolves around this one room. And I was just delighted the more and more it carried on. Just trying to figure out how they're going to keep extending the silliness of the scene of people hiding in closets.
Well, so our man Rupert comes in with the beef stew in the same pot as the one that the Strattons have, and that immediately turns the heat up of this bit where now we're dealing not only with 3 different side doors but also 2 pots that look exactly the same, and it's great. We get Taggie kind of feeling less than, getting thrown into a cupboard multiple times. Then her and Rupert, because it's like, what the heck is going on here with Rupert? And then Lizzie, she gets thrown in one too, And then Rupert's in the other one. It's excellent.
Oh yeah, just following the order of operations here, which is that Taggie can't have Rupert be found because Tony Battingham is going to be there and they're enemies.
Yep.
So she shoves him in the closet when Sarah comes through to check on everything. And then the 2 women come through, Monica and Lizzie, so she puts Taggie in the closet. But in that moment, she realizes that Rupert's in there. And then Sarah's like, oh, well, both of you are in there. And so they stay in there. And so the 2 women leave. And then who comes in there next? Well, no, Lizzie. So then Taggie comes back out to do the work, and then Lizzie comes in. She's like, "I knew you were the one cooking for Sarah this whole time." But Lizzie's looking to use the bathroom, and so
she goes upstairs.
Yeah, Taggie says, "Go upstairs. There's no one in there now." Taggie has to go hide, so Sarah's back in there, and then that's when Tony Battingham shows up, or is it Paul who shows up? Or Phil, rather. I think I didn't write down the order. This is too chaotic for me to write that. The key thing is that Lizzie is hiding in the side there, and she overhears that. Oh, James Veriker walks in there, and he's like, "I heard the rumor about you being pregnant, Sarah. Is it mine?" And Lizzie is learning in that moment that her husband's been cheating on her.
Well, she's known, but it just further hammers it in.
Yeah, this guy is not calmed down with that, and Sarah says, "No, it's not yours." And as he's having that conversation, that's when Phil starts to walk in. So she shoves him out of the room, knocks his face into a door first, but puts him to the side there. And that's when Phil is telling her, like, Tony's here or whatever. We got to make everything good for him and stuff. And there's another revelation that happens along this way here, right?
We get Paul gets thrown into the closet.
I keep on Phil Paul.
Tony
Paul, yeah.
Tony gets thrown into a closet, and Paul comes in, and then they're talking about stuff, and then Paul gets thrown into the closet with Tony, and it's like, oh, FaceTime. Yeah. Here you go. I want to be on TV more, and they're kind of like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? And then Paul goes, and they give Paul the wine and tell him to go out, and that's when Tony and Sarah have a conversation about, like, what's the status on this abortion, basically.
Right.
And then we cut to Paul holding the 2 bottles of wine, eyes popping out of his head like, oh my God.
She's pregnant. I had no idea she was pregnant.
Which is the big hammer, excellent hammer to a scene that we did a horrible job describing.
It's so chaotic.
But it is
in the middle of it,
chaos.
Somehow Rupert gets out of there. There's multiple instances where he nearly gets caught. They have one instance where they're shoved into the separate closet. I love the reveal that there's a separate closet within the room too to put people in.
Yeah. It's like a Abbott and Costello. Totally. Like, it just keeps evolving.
And the wrong pot gets left out. The one that's saltier, and Sarah's about to take it in there, and then Taggie has to tell, I think, Sarah when she comes back in, like, no, you
go back. Don't even. You got to go back. And we get to see the moment where Rupert's like, "Is it mine?" And Sarah's like, No, and you see that
because he learns about the
Taggie
pregnancy too there, Rupert, and that's so great because you forget that. Oh yeah, Rupert and her were shacking up as we saw in episode 1 last year.
Yep, and more than episode 1 throughout the course of the season they were shacking up, and Taggie is very much like, this is, to me, there's a lot of evidence against why you shouldn't have a crush on this guy. Mm-hmm. I think his character has been somewhat redeemed over the course of the 2 season and 2 episodes that we watched, but he's still not a boyfriend material.
Yeah, because it's in that moment too. Yeah, she realizes, he was shacking up with Sarah as well. That was a thing.
The man's a dog.
He's a dog. Can't help it. But yeah, kudos to the direction and writing on this scene, because it was just like, before you knew it, the episode was like almost over because this like scene just kept going and going. Just perfect.
Yeah,
and we see
and then
Betty or Beatty with Tony here talking about
that's the other host of Uncensored.
Right, she's lined up for a job, and that's where Sarah overhears that while she's trapped in the closet with them. And she's concerned about losing her job to him. That's why she confronts Tony about that too. Like, I'm not losing Uncensored. Or, well, after the next scene, I guess, shows her asking him about that. Like, I don't want to lose Uncensored. And he tells her, like, you're not going on air tonight. Or, well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself here. The next scene is actually Monica talking to some other woman saying, like, we knew the whole time that Taggie was cooking for Sarah, and she was hiding, pretending about it throughout the dinner. Like, all of it was for nothing, because everyone immediately knew what was going on. We do get a brief scene though with Gerald Middleton, who is the guy that Charles, who works for the double agent for Venture and Corinium, had the hots for. Charles, who shows up at the dinner too, and it says his mom is invited because she couldn't leave him alone. Just a random aside of that.
Yeah, we don't even get to see the dinner. I mean, I guess that's the theme of this episode, is like, focus on what you're focusing on, leave the rest to be what it is.
But yeah, Gerald is there talking to Rupert for a moment while they're outside about, finding the love of your life and knowing the one is the one or something like that. And it's like, I don't even recall Rupert having a relationship with this guy or knowing this guy. But it seems obvious, or seems like they're trying to really make Gerald more of a thing this season.
But
and
then we go to the chat show.
Yeah, it's the chat show.
So this is I thought this was expertly played, where, we know what's going on with Sarah, obviously, and Tony, and there's this moment where we're on TV and Sarah is interviewing Paul. Mm-hmm. They're on the show together, and they're saying, like, well, what do you have? What's going on with this campaign of yours? And this is following the schmoozing that happened between these guys.
Wrap it up. This is like the final question.
And Paul says, I got some great news. We're having a baby.
Well, he's like stammers. Like, he gives his speech of like, vote for me tomorrow. And then he's like, bah, 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 bah. And by the way, folks, and people in the back are like, wait, what's going on? What else does he have to possibly tell us?
And this is incredible. And I mean, Paul has been kind of a dog in his own way. As we said, he's always talking about what his ex-wife used to do. And this, that, and the third, and he just wants to be famous, and he's not a good husband to her. But you see that they're in the dressing room after this happens. You see that Tony is furious about this.
Oh, yeah.
And Sarah's in the dressing room, and she goes, why would you do something like that?
And I mean, that's a real question. Why would Paul do something? Like, why would anyone do something like that without discussing it first?
Well, Paul, I mean, it's not the best way to do it, but as we learned last week with Cameron, he basically says, I had to put this out there so that you didn't have to get an abortion.
Yeah.
Because clearly Tony is putting this on her that she has to get it taken care of. And by Paul going out in front of the world and saying, my wife and I are having a baby, that's a guarantee that she can keep it.
Right. He's kind of assuming that she wants it just because she is pregnant, I guess.
Well, she has not made any allusions to wanting to get an abortion. But
considering that Paul hasn't talked to her about it at all, he's thinking, like,
Paul is definitely out of line. Yeah, he's definitely trying to be a hero to her in this moment, but it's not.
You got to talk about those.
His
things.
intentions are there.
Sure.
but his delivery is not.
Definitely not.
And
Paul, and also
he's kind
of an oaf too. When he goes to the studio, Deirdre is there to greet him, and she's like, "Just want to let you know I'm voting for you tomorrow." And he's like, "Thanks, Doreen." And it just continues the week to week of Deirdre being a doormat. She has that neck brace from falling in a tree.
Yeah, with the neck brace on. Great. Very pro wrestling of her to be, still showing signs of the injury.
Exactly.
So then from there, we cut to what's going to be uncensored, which we know that Tony's, muscle man with the red hair and the beard is like, I have something on
Rupert.
Someone.
Yeah.
We don't know who.
They don't tell us.
And everyone thinks it's about the paternity of Sarah's baby or something along those lines, something Sarah related, because she's been barred from being on Uncensored. Mm-hmm. So we're at Rupert's house, and who comes to the door while Taggie is still babysitting, but Sarah Stratton. She goes, "I left Paul. That's that. I can't be involved with him anymore."
We get a huge emotional moment between Taggie and Rupert, where Rupert's kind of doubting himself of, can he be a good man, an honest guy to a woman, because he failed Haley, they didn't work. He's not sure about Cameron because of how she is around the kids, and that can't work possibly, and he's trying to do right by her. Mm-hmm. He's trying to do right, and when Taggie's kind of looking at him like, "I think you could be good," and he's like, I can't do it. I can't do this.
He's like, I've been doing this adult thing longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a dog. You can't keep a dog down.
Right. And then that's when Sarah rolls up saying, like, "Hey, I had nowhere else to go." Because Paul kicks her out of the house, right? Or no, they have a fight.
She leaves.
Because they have a big moment where she's like, "I know why Winifred left you, because you're a terrible person and stuff. I'm done with you too." She's walking out on him.
Uh-huh. And she says straight up to Rupert's face, she's like, "You got Taggie O'Hara here. Way too young for you, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't do that." And Rupert's like, "Age is nothing but a number." And it's like, okay. I don't know.
I do appreciate that Rupert's kind of like the guy that everyone goes to hide. Cameron's done it, Taggie's done it. Like, we could all use a friend like that, where they just have an open room for you to crash at.
Yeah, you're going to be wildly attracted to him because he's a buff, chiseled chin man. But it's there.
Right. But yeah, like you're saying, though, they're just putting on the uncensored show that Sarah would have otherwise been on, and Beatty is there hosting it. And she says, "Fasten your seatbelt. It'll be quite a ride," because their scoop is on Rupert Campbell Black. And I can only imagine what that is.
Now, this must be the thing that Declan burned in the fire last season.
You think?
You think it's something different?
I mean, it could be anything, honestly. It could be...
Well, the thing is, we don't know what it is.
It could be something,
but we know that
tied to Taggie. Like, that's what I'm suspecting. And I'd probably be completely wrong because people have watched episode 3 by now. But there are multiple references this episode directly to Rupert, like that Tony says about Taggie being like, "Oh, you have 3 kids over there," referencing Taggie being among like the third of the 2 that they have. And then like I think it's Sarah saying like she's like half your age or something like that, or she's far too young. Sarah says she's too young for you, bro. And so there's like repeated like references to like Taggie's much younger than you, and so like if someone had a photo of them kissing when they did or something like that,
that doesn't scream scandal to me because she's a legal adult and he's a single guy. But we know for a fact that there was that dirt that they wanted Declan to use in that interview. And Declan opts not to, and that basically causes the rift between Tony and Declan last year. So, I mean, you want to talk about Haley Atwell being important. It's got to be something that's going to keep her around on the show, at least another episode.
That's true. Although I don't know if it's in the best interest of your kid to air your dirty laundry with their father.
Well, I mean, like we know for a fact that there has been some severe dirt about Rupert that has not been dished last season. So I think that's got to be what it is.
Mm-hmm. And on the night of the election, too. What a time to put that news out there.
Yeah. I have never in the history of our podcast been more disappointed that I have to wait several days to watch the next episode.
I know. Well, theoretically, we could watch it and just remember to talk about it next week.
Yeah. Or do like Love is Blind or something. Just watch the first 5 minutes and turn it off.
Just find out what that news is.
Well, the perk of a later recording this week is that we can just watch in 2 days instead of in 7.
Right.
So,
I think
But that's really the episode. I thought this show is the best. I love this show.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely firing on all cylinders for this one. It really left me on pins and needles, finding out what could come next, and also left me wanting more. I wanted to see Declan and Cameron, but there's just only so much time in an episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they could just cut back on the Taggy stuff, because I just find it a little bit repetitious, like these moments, like she's a sweetheart, she means well. It's like, I get it, I know. We're kind of running in circles here. Let's hit it into another gear here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's ultimately what we need to do in general with Taggy is no more the soft music and the light lens flares as she walks through the meadows. Like, we know her already, you know?
She's a softie. Great episode, though. Even better than the premiere, I'd say, actually. Just the way that middle scene.
Yeah, the ball is rolling. We are in it right
room,
now.
I just didn't expect that room with the kitchen stuff to evolve like that.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a gimmick episode, but it really works.
Yeah, truly. Well, we got power rankings.
Yeah, get us started. Who's on the bottom?
I said earlier I didn't like them. It's Rupert's children. These kids are brats.
Okay.
Whoopee cushions, I get it's the 80s. Get out of here. Why are they even in the room? She made them scrambled eggs. Like, you can't mess those up. I'm sorry. Or, like, there's just no way you can do those wrongs. And somehow the kids weren't happy with that. I don't know. Find a hobby, kids. Get out of here. I don't like you.
Wow. That's just basically saying that you got to like scrambled eggs.
Well, I don't know what they asked for like, it's whatever. Cameron tried her hardest.
Well, I got Tabitha, just one of the kids going down, because in your hatred of children, we kind of glossed over the fact that her entire monologue with Taggie is her feeling alone and wanting people to be around. And we see she's smart. Uh-huh. They're not dumb kids. You know, if this is Jurassic Park, she's the girl, and she's smart. And she seems to really care about her dad and wants attention. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to be as anti-child as you are in
kids.
This moment.
I'm not a fan of them.
So you don't like... Listen,
it's a fine line between...
Corey does not like kids.
There's nothing wrong with them. I just don't have time. So, okay, Tabitha's your number 3 going down.
Yeah.
Number 2 going down, I got Paul.
Paul, okay.
Yeah, this guy is flailing in terms of trying to keep it together with Sarah. By the end of the episode, she wants nothing to do with him. He thinks he's doing the right thing or trying to do the right thing by unveiling that pregnancy. It just kind of blows up in his face. And she even makes the critique that, like, you're not even holding on to your MP position. Like, people don't like you. They even have the news reel earlier in this episode hinting that Rupert and Paul and those types of conservatives may have a tough time keeping their position. So he's just not in a good spot. And the way he's, like, so disappointed that his wife can't cook, and it's like, what did you expect? Yeah, man. Loser.
Well, I got Rupert at number 2 because this guy seems to be the catch-all of wayward women who need a place to go and need attention. His kids kind of get thrown on him. He forgot about them. Here they are. They're at your front doorstep. Take care of them. Go be a dad. He's not really good at that. He sends Cameron away as a way to sort of appease the situation. Taggie comes in and gets all emotionally wound up with him again, which is definitely not a good look. Then Sarah shows up, and she tells him, Taggie's too young for you. Get out of here. You don't need that in your life. And then he's sitting there saying, like, all right, well, at least I can kind of keep this pregnant, crazy lady in check in the house on the DL. And what's the hammer of the episode? The dirt that we have is about you.
Yeah.
So just when it's like, I have everything under control, all of this chaos has been handled, it's like, no, sir, it is not.
I mean, what if the rumor is about him and Cameron, shacking up in the house there?
None of that is bad. That's not a rumor. That's not bad. That's not a rumor. That's not news.
Sure. Well,
that's gossip. That's like, he has a girlfriend.
True. Well, we'll see. Number 1 going down is Sarah.
Ugh, poor lady.
I know, she's put through it. She's trying to put together a dinner, can barely keep it together, can't even keep her pregnancy secret. Everyone's threatening her to either abort it or go through with it. She hasn't even seemed to make up her mind yet. Everyone's like asking, is the kid mine? And kind of fretting whether it's theirs. Poor Sarah. I really feel for her.
Yeah, this is a rough week for her.
Yeah. Well, who's going up, Dave?
Well, on the flip side, you got him going down. I think of all the people that are not doing great, Paul Stratton is trying to do right here.
A for effort, I guess, yeah.
So he's the guy that is, he's not good. This was a tough episode to rank because it was so compartmentalized, and so many characters are inconsequential this week. Like, Taggie doesn't do any. I can't give Taggie credit for being a good around kids.
Yeah.
Hiding in a closet is embarrassing for her. Paul, he hears this thing about his wife being pregnant, and I think he's made a lot of stupid decisions this week, specifically with kind of telling her, like, you got to be like my ex, you got to throw a party like my ex.
Okay.
And I think that shot of him with the bottles of wine, you think he's going to walk away from her in disgust because she cheated on him and she's pregnant and it's not his. But he tries to do the right thing, and he basically ensures that she has the choice to make on her own without the pressure of Tony.
And is it even clear to him whether the kid is his or not in that moment?
I think he knows it's not his because all these other men think it's theirs. But I think the fact that he basically gives the power in some capacity, at least with the child, back to Sarah is enough for him to do something noble in an episode where everyone's kind of bouncing against the walls.
Should always have a conversation first. Well, number 3 going up, I got B.D. Johnson. She successfully took Sarah's job and is hosting Uncensored and is going to have a juicy tell-all about Rupert. She's clearly still close with Tony, She's pulling all the strings, this B.D., and it's working out just fine for her.
Yeah, I feel like I need to know more about her.
That's fine.
She's
very, two-dimensional in terms of character.
Yeah. So number 2, I got Declan. He's not there much.
Oh, because the BBC came through.
But they want him, and they confirmed they want him.
Yeah. Sometimes
good for him.
Sometimes I wonder too, is like Aidan Turner just busy? Because there's some episodes of Rivals, even in the first season, where it's like he's not in it all that much as you'd expect.
Yeah, well, he does get in the opening credits. He's featuring Declan, Aidan Turner, and what's his name? Our big star,
Alex Hassel,
Doctor Who.
Whatchamacallit, yeah.
Well, now and Haley Atwell's featured in that part too.
The
But either way, I think
Doctor,
Declan, Declan, he gets good news. He gets great news for all adventurer.
Yep. Well, and number 2 going up, I actually have Rupert because he comes through with the food for Taggie. The kids love him. He doesn't even have to try that hard to be a good dad, and the kids are all about him. Like, must be nice. And then he is the fallback for everyone, coming to see him. Like Cameron, Sarah, they all trust him. We don't know what the news is coming.
He's got the party house.
Right. We don't know what news is coming through, but it's all good for him. I did have a question, though. Like, when he's having sex with Cameron at the beginning of this episode on the stairs of their house, it's rug. And so, like, how are you getting the stains out afterwards? What are you doing to
Who says they're stains?
Okay. Maybe they're a little clean. I don't know.
And I'm sure he has cleaning people. We know these rich people don't care.
You gotta deep cleanse it. Well, Dave, who's your number 1?
Well, number 1, I got Tony Battingham.
David Tennant. Okay.
Yeah, this guy has the dirt. He's been holding it. Everyone wants his ear. Mm-hmm. He is the cause of all of this chaos involving Sarah because he's so nasty. This is a villain win episode. If it ends with him basically saying, "I'm coming for you, Rupert." Mm-hmm. The hammer's coming down. Yeah. You're considering last week he was on his back foot. This is a reclamation of power for Tony Battingham. I'm going to make her eat that beef in front of me. That's how much power I have over her.
Yeah. I don't know. There was the moment when Paul takes control and putting out the news about Sarah's baby. You can see he's thrown completely off kilter there because this is a revelation that could rock his world if the kid is actually his. I did like him saying, though, if the kid comes out smoking, then it's mine. I would love the sight of a baby.
Well, and then Sarah does say, you're going to care about this kid if it comes out. So I mean, it's a tough one for me to find overtly who I thought. Yeah. No one knocks it out of the park.
Well, I had a Taggie at number 1 because she comes through with the dinner. She successfully, as best she can, hides out to make this dinner happen. The kids really seem to appreciate her. She really helps to comfort Tabitha there. And I think she's also very comforting to Rupert there at the end when he's really down on himself and doubting if he can ever be a good person. it demonstrates some emotional maturity for a character that is looked upon as young. So, like, I don't know. It's a...
Well, it is young.
It is young.
She's a young person.
It is good for her in this episode. And also, she's in a closet, too, while Paul farts quietly in a room by himself.
Oh, you did a little dance. Can't knock the man for doing that in the privacy of his own home. He doesn't know people are watching him.
But she learned all kinds of information being trapped in those closets, so good on Taggie.
Yeah, multiple thinly veiled R. Kelly references in this episode between age is nothing but a number and trapped in the closet.
Yeah, I don't think it's intentional. They're trying to invoke R. Kelly, but yes.
Hey, you never know. Could be a big fan. Elliot Haggerty, the director, could be a huge fan.
Of the Trapped in the Closet
series.
series.
One would hope not in 2026.
Yeah, not with R. Kelly, no.
Yeah, to me, I'm just so done with this tag. Taggie's like a rinse and repeat. Okay. It reminds me of The Crown. We're doing the same thing. Like, we got to make moves forward for me to really care about Taggie.
That's fair. We'll find out next week what's going on with Rivals in episode 3. But Dave, tell us about your trip to Disney World. What did you find this time that enchanted you?
Well, it was quick. It was 2 days, 2 very intense 90-plus degree days in the parks. They hard opened the Muppet roller coaster the last day we were there. So we got there, and there's a single rider lane, which for those who don't know means if they tell you the line for the ride is like an hour and a half, you can get in the single rider lane, and if there is a group of 4 people and there's 5 seats in the roller coaster, they'll just put you as the 5th seat. So we jumped in first thing in the morning, single rider lane, and we were in line for maybe half an hour instead of over an hour. I want to say it was 90 minutes when we showed up. Because now with the app, everything is laid out for you. You know how long you're going to be waiting before you even like walk to the place. So got on the first time, and so the thing that makes this ride, so they took the Aerosmith roller coaster and said there was all these rumors they're going to put like Queen, they're going to put BTS, they're going to put like Harry Styles, retheme this. But instead of doing something that's going to get stale in a matter of years, Disney did what they do best and slapped one of their own properties on it. And controversially, Disney closed down the Muppet Vision 3D, which was one of Jim Henson's last hands-on Muppet projects. So everyone was really upset about what are they going to do to include the Muppets. And what they did was give them a roller coaster. So there's like 4 different songs that you can get on your car. And, you know, I'm a big Muppet fan, so there's like Easter eggs everywhere from the show, from the last ride, Aerosmith Easter eggs. So like, basically, the theme parks are like it's like a inside TV show, like a niche thing. Like, it's easy to take your kids to Disney World and let them like run around and spend $1,000. But if you like care about the stories and the IP that they use, there's a lot of like meat on the bone. So it was like super cool to do it once, and then we did it again at the end of the day. And we found out like over the course of this day, like multiple vloggers that we follow were there. Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green from the WWE were there when we were there.
Was the first weekend of this roller coaster opening.
Yeah, so for annual pass holders and cast and crew, they had access over the weekend. But this was opening day. So a lot of people had already done it and were like going back to try the food or trying this thing. So all these famous people were there that we just like didn't see because we were too busy. Yeah. But that was cool.
And the coaster, is it like literally the same as the rock and roll coaster? It just has a different skin.
They just repainted all the scenery, and it's maybe the best top 3 coasters in Disney for sure.
And did you get any of the food? Any of the Muppet food?
We didn't. We had too much Star Wars food.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, tell us more about that.
It's the Star Wars food is good. We went to the Star Wars bar, which is always the coolest thing in the world. It's just like it just feel like you're in Star Wars. Like the attention to detail is insane.
Was there anything else
that was great
this time that you checked out?
Yeah, so the Millennium Falcon ride has now had because people really don't like that ride because it's a very minimalistic, high budget video game that children control. They redid it and made it a little smoother and added in a timely fashion instead of Hondo and Chewbacca running the show. There's a new mission that is Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, okay.
And it's really fun. Okay. Like, I liked it a lot more.
That's cool.
So, highly recommend that if you have the time.
How many?
Still not the best Star Wars ride, but
okay. It's
better.
The Rise of Resistance is better one, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. That's like, if you go on, whenever you get to go on that, you're going to be like, Oh my God, I was in Star Wars.
That's cool. Then how many clothes did you burn through while you were there in 2 days?
I planned accordingly. Okay. Just an outfit, 2 outfits a day. Right. Hotel and park. So.
Nice. And
what about you, Corey? Anything?
Just last question on Disney. Any highlight though this time? Was it the Muppet Ride or?
The Muppet Ride living up to the hype was something that was great. Okay. Like, I felt good to do it. And just to, like, for it to, like, fill the void, because you walk by they're retheming the old Muppet courtyard. It was a whole courtyard. Yeah. They're retheming that to Monsters, Inc.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You see all the scaffolding and the, like, tents and the curtains blocking this thing that everybody loved. Yeah. And then you turn a corner and go on a roller coaster, and, like, there's references to that. And it's like, so it will live on, which is good to know.
I'll make it to Disney some point. It's all the kids that are there. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of drunk adults. Sure. So you'll do fine.
All right.
What about you? Anything good?
I went and saw The Devil Wears Prada 2 over the weekend. And
how was it?
It was a little more melancholy than I expected. It's about the state of journalism today and how that's archaic and fading, and how to get through in this day and age and have a career in that. It didn't seem like the crowd was totally enthused into it that I was with. It still has the fashion, but I don't know. I was more engrossed in it because I thought the story was better than the first movie. The first movie I always thought was like kind of like a very simple message of like, oh, the workplace is not all it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of jaded people who take advantage of you. Great, cool. This just felt a little bit more real, and I thought there was some good writing in it. It's just maybe not as fizzy and fun as the first movie.
How's our girl from Bridgerton?
Ashley Simone. She's solid. She's just an assistant there, and she looks stunning in all the stuff they put her in.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the movie. The person sitting next to me, it's like if people are gonna be on their phones these days in theaters, I don't get it. I don't know why you pay $20 to be on your phone during the theater. But she had her flashlight on, and I was just like, why would you have your flashlight on during a movie? She did it twice before I said, can you turn your flashlight off? And then she like stared at me and then turned it off. And then there was an hour left of this movie of us sitting awkwardly next to each other. But it's just like, I'm sorry.
That's the name of the game. You did. That's what you got to do.
I didn't come here to see your flashlight turned on during this movie. I don't get it. Anyways, you'll see it. I think it's a movie that plays better at home. That was a
I'm ready for it to be at home.
It definitely have a phone out while watching. It's half the attention required to enjoy it. Okay, well, we will catch you next week to talk episode 3 of Rivals. You know where to find us: Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us there. lordsofgrantham@gmail.com. You can hit us up. We have a Patreon. We just did an episode covering the animated Cinderella film, Disney. Did you notice any Disney stuff with Cinderella this time that you didn't before, Dave?
The popcorn bags have Jacques and Gus on them.
Okay, so that stood out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we'll catch you next time on the pod.